Alternatively, you can call me Bo or Brian. Today, I will be reacting to ranking all six Life is Strange games. So yeah, we're gonna get started with that. Also, I'm feeling good today. Feeling good. Feeling this kimono. I'm liking this outfit. Feeling myself. But yeah, let's move on.
Emotional journey that has left an undeniable mark on me and the Life is Strange series is more than just a collection of games. It's a deeply emotional journey that has left an
It really is. I'll give my thoughts throughout the video, and at the end, I'll give you my rankings.
undeniable mark on me and countless
My
others.
own personal.
These games have a way of connecting with players on a profound level, exploring themes of friendship, love, loss, and self-discovery in ways few stories dare to. The characters are written with such care and nuance that they feel like old friends by the time the credits roll. The stories they live through are equally captivating, weaving moments of quiet beauty with heart-wrenching choices that challenge how we view ourselves and the world around us. For many, including myself, Life is Strange has been a source of comfort and introspection. It's a franchise that reminds us of the beauty of imperfection, the importance of connection, and the power of our choices. It's rare for a game to evoke such a wide range of emotions, from joy to heartbreak, and yet Life is Strange manages to do so with every entry. Each game is a reflection.
I have many thoughts on Life is Strange 2. We're gonna wait until he gets there.
Of the human experience, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, there is hope, growth, and understanding to be found. In this video, I'll be rating all 6 Life is Strange games based on their impact, characters, and stories. While every game in the series is special in its own way, some resonate more deeply with me than others. But let me say this up front, I adore every single one of these games, and they've all contributed to making Life is Strange a franchise that me and many others will treasure forever. As the first game in the series, Life is Strange introduces us to Max Caulfield, a photography student who discovers she can rewind time. Set in the picturesque town of Arcadia Bay, the story unravels as Max reconnects with her childhood friend Chloe Price as they try to uncover the mystery of Rachel Amber's disappearance, who is another student at Max's school.
Very charismatic and very problematic as well.
Choice you make throughout the game feels meaningful, and the
She's so likable that you can't see the red flags.
story is beautifully written. The characters are incredibly likable and relatable, and the narrative is an emotional masterpiece. Both of the endings in Life is Strange are well written and
Same could be said for Chloe, but that's my bitch.
profound, leaving you to ponder themes of sacrifice, love, and fate. And the soundtrack, with its mix of calm, ambient sounds, perfectly complements the melancholic yet hopeful tone of the game.
And
it's a perfect start to the franchise, setting the bar high for everything that followed. I
downloaded
loved
the album.
this game, but part of the love might be from nostalgia, as this is the first game of the series. But all in all, I would rate Life is Strange 1 an 8 out of 10.
Okay. I'm not gonna try to give too much away. Oh, I love that game.
Okay. And her relationship with Rachel Amber before her disappearance and before the events of the first game. This game explores.
This one, I'm not gonna spoil you. This one is my absolute favorite because I have downloaded almost every single song off of this gaming soundtrack, and it pulls you in. And I don't know, I was wondering how they were going to maneuver not having any powers in the game and then making Chloe her back talk the superpower. Genius.
Themes of grief, rebellion, and love, and it provides a deeper understanding of Chloe's character while shedding light on Rachel Amber's backstory. Despite being a shorter game, the game packs an emotional punch, particularly with the bonus episode Farewell, which ties beautifully into the events of the first game. The bond between Chloe and Rachel feels genuine and heartfelt, and the story adds significant depth to the original game's narrative.
I couldn't play Farewell just because it was a prequel, so I just watched it, and that was even worse. That was even more painful to watch.
It doesn't feature the supernatural elements of the other entries. The raw emotional weight more than makes up for it. So I would rate this game a 7 out of 10. This game follows the imaginative Chris Erickson as he navigates life with his struggling alcoholic father. While it's a much smaller experience compared to the main games, it offers a...
I have not played this one, and I've heard many wonderful things about it. I might jump into it. I'm not sure, but if they spoil it for me, I might not.
Look at childhood innocence, grief, and resilience. The connections it builds to Life is Strange 2 enhance the larger narrative of the franchise, making it a touching addition. Though it's brief, Captain Spirit has its moments of emotional depth, particularly when exploring Chris's feelings about his mother's death and his strained relationship with his father. It's not as expansive as the other entries, but its simplicity is part of its charm. I would give this game a solid 6 out of 10. Not
Some
because
people
I
have
didn't
said,
enjoy it, but because of how short it was. But for just being an extra episode, it was really good.
some people had given it a 10.
Life is Strange 2 tells the story of two brothers, Sean and
This game pisses me off because it felt like Rage Bait the game. Like, it felt like there was just so many anti-narratives, if you know what I'm saying, like the cops, the white people. Like, it just felt so, I mean, there were a couple of like redeeming characters, but like all of them gotta be shitheads. So I just this game really pissed me off. And then Finn, as a character, as a love interest, he was creepy.
Daniel Diaz as they navigate across America after a tragic incident forces them to flee their home. This game is a masterpiece in every sense of the word, tackling themes of family, identity, and the systemic prejudice with a level of maturity and depth rarely seen in gaming. The relation
I get that there's prejudice everywhere you go. Okay? I have been I don't want to say I'm a victim because I'm not. Okay, let's preface that. But I have been a victim of prejudice from whites, blacks, Latinos, my own people, Hindus, fucking everybody. So what are we talking about here? Everybody gets prejudiced.
The relationship between Sean and Daniel is at the heart of the game, and watching their bond grow and evolve throughout your choices is an unforgettable experience. The game challenges your morality, values, and beliefs, making every decision feel significant. The breathtaking environments and powerful soundtrack amplify the emotional weight of the story, creating an experience that lingers long after the credits roll. If you would like to see my full thoughts about this incredible game, check out my video dedicated to the game. For now, I'll just say this. Life is Strange 2 isn't just my favorite Life is Strange game, it's one of the best games I've ever played. So I would rate it an 11 out of 10.
Girl, bye. I mean, no disrespect to you. You know, like, you're entitled to your own opinions, and I'm reacting to it, but I'm just like...
In True Colors, we follow Alex Chen as she uses her psychic powers of empathy to uncover the truth behind her brother's mysterious death. The game offers a compelling narrative and a cast of well-rounded characters.
I also didn't like that he didn't like we influenced it. Actually, that was a good concept. Let me not hate too much.
But for me, it didn't quite reach the emotional heights of the previous entries. While Alex's power is unique, it felt less impactful compared to the time manipulation or telekinetic abilities seen in the earlier games. That said, True Colors is still a beautifully crafted game with gorgeous visuals, a heartfelt story, and an incredible soundtrack. Though it's my least favorite in the series, it's still a testament to the strength of the franchise.
It was really
so I would
good.
rate this game a solid 6 out of 10.
It was really good. I really liked it. And I liked, aside from the anti-gun narrative, because you see it every now and again, but I really enjoyed that game. It was solid. It was solid. I guess a 6 is passable,
This
like
game brings
IMDb.
Max
That's a
Caulfield
good
back
popcorn
into the
flick.
spotlight as she discovers a new power to shift between timelines. The story is engaging, diving into the complexities of parallel realities and the consequences of altering them. Seeing Max's evolution as a character was a highlight, and the game's improved graphics and soundtrack elevate the experience. While I appreciate the narrative, I was slightly disappointed that Max's original rewind power was replaced without much explanation.
Right.
Despite this, Double Exposure is a strong addition to the series and a worthy continuation of Max's journey. I would rate this game a 7 out of 10.
That's a bit generous. That's a bit generous because I'll give my thoughts at the end.
As I reflect on all 6 Life is Strange games, I can't help but feel immense gratitude for this series. These games have taught me about resilience, empathy, and the beauty of human connection. They've helped me through challenging times and inspired me to see the world through a more compassionate lens. From the small, intimate moments to the monumental, life-altering choices, Life is Strange reminds us that our decisions matter, even in ways we might not immediately realize. The franchise has been a cornerstone of my gaming experience, and I know it has touched so many others in similar ways. Whether it's through the unforgettable characters, the deeply engaging stories, or the emotional soundtracks, these games will always hold a special place in my heart. Now, before I end this video, I would like to thank Zark.
Okay. Thank all of them. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. But let's go. Let's go. Let's start with the ratings. Where did he go and give these games these ratings? Like, I need to find it because he left me. He got me fucked up. Okay, so excuse me for cursing, but starting with, are we starting with Before the Storm or Life is Strange? No, let's start with Life is Strange. Where's that rating? I feel like he gave. All right, you know what? Let's just go with it. Let's just. I'm gonna go with it, and I'll tell y'all. I cannot rate Captain Crush because I have not played it. Okay, so Life is Strange 1. I think he rated it an 8. I'm inclined to agree because it had some cringe moments, and I didn't like the fact that Bowling Otter said it best for me. He mentioned that the character of Mr. Jefferson was really charming, but after when the grand reveal happened, all of that was stripped away. Like, you should have kept him charming and crazy. That would have added to the effect of him being a psycho instead of the cookie cutter psycho. You know what I'm saying? Okay, good. Life is Strange Before the Storm. He gave it a 7 out of 10. I remember that. I give it a 9 because it adds so much depth to Life is Strange 1, and then when you play Life is Strange 1 after Before the Storm, you're hit with like an emotional tsunami. That was incredibly intense, and I really liked the development of these characters. Rachel Amber is really one complex character she's so convoluted that it took a lot of research to realize that bitch was toxic. Excuse me for cursing, but she is toxic. Okay, cue Brittany. So completely toxic that she went from Frank to Chloe to Mr. Jefferson. Anybody, she held on to that escapism that she wanted to escape instead of like preserving her own life, and that's what happened to her. You know, her friend took her life. Look at that. Life is Strange 2, he gave an 11 out of 10. You got me fucked up. Excuse me. 11 out of 10? Originally I was gonna give it a 1 because it pissed me off so bad. But I'll be fair and say that I did enjoy the gameplay. As I was playing it, I didn't like the options so much as the ending. I feel like the ending, you got the short end of the stick. Like, the only good ending was, you know, the ones where they ended up together were blood brothers, but I guess the story was trying to convey that they're not good for each other, so they spent their time apart. I give it a 3. Sorry, that's me being generous. Life is Strange 3, I give it a 6. I think he gave it a 6. I gave it a 6. It's a solid popcorn movie. Any good movie you see that's solid and it's somewhat of a happy ending, it's gonna have a 6 on IMDb. If it has anything higher than that, the movie is either something we've never seen before or depressing. This is just the scale of human beings. I feel like we gravitate to emotional distress and sadness, and that's why Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm did so well on IMDb. If you check it out, I think it has like an 8.2 or something. I don't know, but I trust IMDb because it's the people that are rating this, not critics. Life is Strange Double Exposure, Life is Strange 4. I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy that game, but a lot of things just left me befuddled. Like, what happened to the detective? He was never supposed to be born, and yet he tied into himself and just disappeared. That made no sense. Safi didn't learn a damn thing. She's over here creating Marvel Avengers. They destroyed Max and Chloe's relationship. I mean, hopefully they kept the door open, you know, but I can see why, like, again, why the developers got fired. The people who directed the game got fired. Yeah. So I think that's all. That's all the games that they mentioned, right? Because I'm not leaving out any DLCs or nothing. But yeah, that has been my those have been my thoughts. That has been my thoughts. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about my thoughts and my reaction, and or about the video. Also like and subscribe if you vibe, if you've made it this far. And yeah, I'll be back with another reaction video, and check me out in the live streams. I'll see you guys later. Bye.